Hey friend, sometimes all it takes is one act of kindness to change everything. Stay till the end. This might be the story you needed today. It was the coldest winter the city had seen in years. Snow piled on the sidewalks like quiet waves, and the wind howled through alleyways like a warning. Most people hurried past with gloved hands and scarves pulled tight. But not Thomas. He sat near the corner of 7th and Blake, same place every day, a paper cup in front of him, a worn-out backpack by his side. Homeless for over 5 years, he had nothing but a thin blanket and a heavy coat he found in a donation bin. But what Thomas lacked in comfort, he carried in quiet dignity. One morning, just after dawn, Thomas noticed a strange shape near the dumpster behind the bakery. It wasn't moving. As he got closer, he saw what it was: a dog, small, curled up tightly, shivering. Its fur was dirty and matted, and one of its back legs stuck out at an odd angle. The dog tried to lift its head, but collapsed again. Someone had left it there, abandoned, crippled, forgotten. Thomas knelt down slowly. "Hey there, buddy," he whispered. "You don't look so good." The dog didn't flinch. He just stared at Thomas with tired, glassy eyes. Without thinking twice, Thomas pulled off his coat, his only one, and wrapped the dog in it. He held him close, using his own body heat to warm the tiny creature. He named him Chance. From that day on, they were inseparable. Thomas carried Chance everywhere, sometimes tucked into his blanket, sometimes in a broken shopping cart he'd modified with pillows. People began to notice, a man with nothing, carrying a paralyzed dog through the snow. Some gave extra change, others just stared. Each day, Thomas shared his meals. Half a sandwich, a few crackers, sometimes just broth, with Chance. If he only had one can of soup, they both got a little. If someone gave Thomas gloves, he used them to line the bottom of the cart to keep Chance warm. But the dog needed more than love. He needed a vet, urgently. His injuries weren't new, and without care, he might not survive the month. Thomas asked shelters, but none could help. He called clinics, but treatment was too expensive. "I'll figure something out," he whispered to Chance one night. "I won't let you go." The next morning, he walked across town to a medical plasma center. "I'd like to donate," he told the nurse. He gave blood once, then again, and again. Each payment, small and barely enough for food, went toward vet bills. Finally, he saved enough to get Chance examined. The vet said the dog had a fractured spine. He'd never walk normally again, but with therapy and a custom wheelchair, he could live a happy life. Thomas nodded. "We'll take the chair." News began to spread. A college student who saw Thomas every morning posted about him online, how a homeless man had given everything to save a dog no one else wanted. The post went viral. Within days, donations flooded in, hundreds, then thousands of dollars. Strangers from around the world were moved by the story of Thomas and Chance. A local reporter asked Thomas, "Why did you give up everything, even your coat, even your blood, for a dog?" He answered softly, "Because he was alone, just like I was, and someone should have cared, so I did." Soon, with help from the donations, Thomas and Chance were given shelter, a small studio apartment paid for by a charity. Chance got his wheelchair, Thomas got warm meals, clean clothes, and something else he hadn't had in years: hope. They became minor celebrities in the neighborhood. Kids would come up to pet Chance, who wagged his tail happily from his custom wheels. And Thomas? He always smiled, not because life was suddenly perfect, but because he and Chance had each other. Months passed. Chance learned to scoot around the apartment like a pro. Thomas began volunteering at the animal shelter twice a week, helping other abandoned animals, just like Chance once was. Their story wasn't about luck. It wasn't about going viral. It was about kindness. The kind that asks for nothing in return. The kind that gives everything it can, even when there's nothing left to give.